2003, the new Chief Minister of Sabah assumed office with a vision to further strengthen the administration and economic capability of Sabah. Introducing the Hala Tuju plan, formulated to set the framework for holistic development across the state. Through this undertaking, the state government had initiated a far-reaching restructure of Sabah's economy, the significances of which have only been realized in recent years. 53% of Sabah now lies under forest cover, some of which are under the Heart of Borneo initiative, exceeding the IUCN standard on ecosystem protection. 30% of its total landmass are also totally protected areas. The coastlines of Sabah were not exempt from this protection. Tun Mustafa Marine Park, Tun Sakaran Marine Park, Sipadan Island and other resort islands were secured under the state government against population growth and human activities. Ecotourism became the linchpin of the state's burgeoning tourism industry. Sabah's islands, reefs, mountains, forests and its many unique inhabitants encompass the catalyst from which the state government derives Sabah's significant tourism industry today, one capable of generating economic spin-offs throughout the state. Sabah has since experienced an increase in international tourist arrivals in recent years. Today, Sabah boasts one of the largest numbers of five-star hotels in Malaysia, and hotels in Kota Kinabalu register the highest average occupancy nationwide throughout the year. Homestays across the state, meanwhile, economically benefit the local communities. Though situated on a strategic location in Southeast Asia, Sabah's position as one of Malaysia's most important tourism assets would not have been realized without the state government's implementation of extensive flight connectivity to regional and international destinations, facilitated by the state-of-the-art Kota Kinabalu International Airport, KKIA. Kota Kinabalu International Airport is now the busiest airport after Kuala Lumpur's International Airport. Other airports have been built and upgraded in districts in other parts of the state, including Sandakan Airport on the east coast. The state's attention towards improving connectivity has also benefited local Sabahans, who have since received overland road system upgrades, including the Pan-Borneo Highway that links Sabah to Sarawak. The state has constructed a myriad of harbours and docks around Sabah's coastline. Ports that have since benefited from the state government's success in lifting the cabotage policy. Such infrastructure also assists in the transportation of produce and livestock. Throughout the valleys and hills and fields of Sabah, the state government has commissioned a number of agricultural enterprises for domestic and commercial consumption. The state has learned to maximize productivity in fisheries through organizations such as the acclaimed UMS Borneo Marine Research Institute. Sabah's Palm Oil Industrial Cluster, POIC, has allowed Sabah to maintain leadership in value-added downstream. To facilitate downstream processing of oil palm, the state government has also developed the Palm Oil Industrial Clusters in Lahadatu and Sandakan. Sabah's commitment to the green economy also manifests in the conversion of palm oil into biomass. Scattered throughout the state are facilities built by government and private investment to harness Sabah's natural resources for the sake of energy production. Solar feed-in tariff (FIT) systems supplemented by large-scale solar (LSS) projects were installed throughout the state with government support, which helped to strengthen power stability and generate extra income for households in rural communities, as well as villages and businesses operating on Sabah's many islands that support the local tourism industry. The state government oversees the Kota Kinabalu Industrial Park, KKIP, a major industrial real estate set aside for industrial, commercial, residential and tourism development. To serve the energy needs of Sabah's SMEs and SMIs, SEC as a government agency introduced the first compressed natural gas (CNG) virtual pipeline project and first micro-LNG liquefaction plant in Malaysia to further widen the coverage of cleaner and cheaper commercial fuel to Sabahans. Oil and gas remain vital to the state of Sabah, not only for its role in sustaining the state's energy consumption, but because it is also the largest contributor to the state revenue. Sabah is the first state in the whole of Malaysia to form a state oil company, Sabah International Petroleum Sendirian Berhad, SIP, in 2014. As a result of this, and through the visionary and dynamic leadership and initiative of the Chief Minister, Sabah was able to secure a 25% equity participation in production sharing contracts for onshore explorations and 10% equity in LNG-9 in Bintulu, Sarawak. The state government also supports several downstream projects, including the Sabah Oil and Gas Terminal, SOGT, and Sabah Ammonia and Urea Samur in Sipitang, and operates the Sabah Oil and Gas Industrial Park, SOGIP. Sabah hosts a myriad of colleges and polytechnic schools to nurture industry-driven human capital and generate higher-value economic activities. The Sabah state government gives out roughly 40 million ringgit in scholarships yearly. Yayasan Sabah has granted study loans and yearly scholarships to students since its inception. Chinese vernacular and mission schools, as well as non-Muslim religious bodies in the state, have also been financially supported by the state government through the years. Efforts are also underway to empower Sabahan youths as future leaders, including the Youth Development Policy and Sabah Sports Development Strategic Plan. The state government also supports socio-economic balance in terms of gender development, having bestowed millions under the microcredit scheme to almost 20,000 single mothers to assist them in business startups. Poverty is also further eradicated in the rural communities via the state government's distribution of communal titles and native rights. Sabah's natives have clearly defined and legally binding native titles maintained under native customary rights. Sabah's growth and open economy has ensured an even spread of wealth and rising number of small businesses. This has formed a large middle class that, when measured against total population, is one of the highest in Malaysia. Sabah's state government has solid administration fundamentals, consistently maintaining a 5-star standard in financial management, with accredited AAA ratings for 7 years in a row. The state government maintains cordial relations with the federal government, understanding that without political and financial support from Putrajaya, the state government would be hard-pressed to achieve its many projects and programs. Sabahans are now leaders in a range of positions not just in Sabah, but the wider Malaysian Federation, from federal ministry departments to top positions in institutes of higher learning. Of all Malaysian states, it is Sabah that embodies the spirit of harmonious multiculturalism. The state's many institutions of faith, festivals, and warm familiarity between her diverse peoples exemplify Sabah as truly Malaysia. To guard against encroachment, the state government has established a formidable security framework throughout the state of Sabah, bolstered by the Eastern Sabah Security Command, ESCOM, on the East Coast. All these factors have boosted the confidence of local, regional, and international investors, as well as Sabah's many smallholders in developing the state, spurring growth in property development and private businesses. Kota Kinabalu has become one of the premier spots in the region to conduct business, particularly meetings, incentives, conventions and exhibition (MICE) events. To facilitate this, the state government has constructed the Sabah International Convention Centre (SICC), cementing Sabah's place as the leading international MICE centre in the region. Another grand structural achievement of the state government is the new State Administration Building, the culmination of the state government's efforts in expanding the role and functions of the state's administration to support the Hala Tuju Plan. The state government has gone a long way in its quest to protect Sabah's future and to fulfill its responsibilities to the people of Sabah. Having learned much in its sacrifices and accomplishments, it will continue to do what it does best. And what it does best is building a home that the Rakyat of Sabah deserve.